Welcome to the Olympian Mindset. Our mentor today has a story as rich as the food he features. Born in the UK, Rhys William, better known as Mat Salleh Cari Makan, has become a beloved voice in Malaysian culture, with over 1 million followers across social media. He's fluent in Bahasa Melayu and passionate about local traditions. Rhys built a powerful brand by immersing himself in Malaysian life and sharing authentic stories through food and culture. Since 2014, he's produced over 2,000 videos, amassed 200 million over views, and helped over 300 brands through content marketing. In 2021, he launched MSCM Studios, a creative agency helping others craft engaging, culturally relevant content across TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Today, we dive into how Rhys turned passion into purpose and built trust, community, and a career from scratch right here in Malaysia. Please welcome Mat Salleh Cari Makan, Rhys William.
Wow, thanks so much for having me.
You remember your first viral video?
It's funny, right? Because I was looking back at that.
Yeah.
And actually, my first viral thing wasn't even viral video, actually.
Yeah.
It was viral blog post.
Oh, it was a blog.
Yeah. That,
This is back in the day, then.
This is like, that's when I realized, man, I've been making content for so long, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yes,
blog. I
blog
blogged
post.
too. This 15 years plus.
Yeah, this
ago.
was 2015.
Okay, 10 years.
10 years. So
People
that
are
was
still blogging at 2015. Okay.
I mean, it was
Sweet.
probably still a little bit late to the
Yeah.
game.
That was like the
But-
transition.
Yeah, because I started off there. So that was
Yeah.
the first viral, I guess, thing was actually a
Okay.
blog post. Yeah.
Nice. What was it about?
It was about, actually, it wasn't one post. It was the whole blog in general.
Okay.
So I'd been blogging for a while to like, just for myself.
Yeah.
It was part of how I was practicing my Malay language. I was sort of just posting stuff out.
So it's in Malay.
It was in Malay. It was really bad Malay.
Yeah.
So I was just posting about what I was doing.
Yeah.
I made some really cringe blog posts that I've actually deleted now because they were like really cringe. But there was, I think I did one where I spoke about my experience driving around Peninsula.
Okay.
Basically, I did a road trip and I was just talking about it and somebody shared it in a Facebook group.
Yeah.
The whole, hey, there's Mat Salleh, he's writing a blog in Malay. So that was the first viral thing. It wasn't even a video. I didn't
That's
even have my
hilarious.
face. It was just a blog. Yeah. So that was the first viral thing, I guess.
Because I guess that's not common for Mat Sallehs to blog or even speak Malay, like fluent Malay.
I think it was it was something unique.
Yeah.
And I think you could tell from reading it, this wasn't a native speaker.
Right.
Because it was so like back
Right.
and forth, you
Right.
know?
Right. Roja.
It was crazy, you know. I think over the years I went back and edited it slightly just to make it a little bit more coherent, right?
Yeah, palatable.
Yes. So that was the first, I guess, viral thing. So I
That's
wouldn't even say it was a
interesting.
video. Yeah.
So that was 10 years. It
10
went
years.
It went viral.
It kind of went viral on Facebook.
Okay.
It was only from that I actually started to get people reading my blog.
Okay.
So before that, the blog was just for me.
Yeah.
I was just posting on it, putting
Sometimes
stuff
the
out.
best things are just so, like, for example, my IG is originally for me. It's because like my memory is not that great, and I'm like, well, it'd be good to just, it's like a diary, right?
Yes,
it's like
exactly.
video and photo diary.
Mhm. That's why I think a lot of people say, right, when you're creating content,
Yeah.
you should create it for yourself.
Yourself.
Rather than trying to create for an audience.
Right.
Because then you sort of attract an audience that resonates with what you're
With what
writing
you're
about
doing.
anyway. So
That's a natural attraction, law of
Mhm.
natural attraction. But of
Yes.
course, once you get popular, you start to get commercialized. Of course, that goes away a little bit, somewhat, right?
I think there gets a point where how do you balance between feedback from the audience on how to improve,
Yeah.
but still keeping your authentic sort of content you want?
Voice. Yeah.
Because
soul.
Yes, that soul. And I think
Oh.
it's very easy to end up maybe selling out a bit and focusing too much on trying to create for an audience
Yeah.
that you might lose a bit of your soul. So how
Yeah.
do you balance it? It is a fine line. I think for everyone it's a little bit different with how do you keep that soul, that authenticity for what you want to do,
Mm.
but also recognizing that there is an audience that has demands as well.
That's right. So yeah, you learn that later, of course.
Yes,
and it's-
exactly,
When was the first commercial opportunity you got? How long after your
Okay.
you started the blog?
So actually, it was quite a while.
Oh,
I
is it?
think a lot of people have this perception of anyone who sort of goes viral in social media
Overnight.
Overnight.
Success.
There's a quote, I can't remember who it is, but it's
Yeah.
someone who said it took me 10 years to be an overnight success.
Right? Yeah, no, yeah. I read that all the time. Yeah,
So-
I also forgot who.
But the
came
quote
out,
itself sticks because it's true, right? I'm
Right.
sure you've seen yourself, you know,
Yeah,
you
it's
put
true.
in a lot of work,
Yeah.
a lot of effort. I mean, I was
Yeah.
blogging for at least a year before the
Yeah.
blog went viral.
Yeah.
I think after that, I started doing some videos, very simple things. It was only after doing that for, I think, 2 years.
Oh, is it 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years of putting stuff
Yeah,
out
yeah.
that somebody actually approached me and said, hey, Rhys, you know, you're doing these videos. People like them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm also starting a channel.
Yeah.
Why don't we come together and build something together? That was, I guess, the first commercial thing that came out of it. But that was 2 years after starting.
2 years.
Yeah.
Can I know? Do you remember how much you got paid?
How much I got paid? Actually, it's funny, right? Because at that point in time, I wasn't thinking about the money.
Yeah, of course not. I mean,
I was thinking the
you
long
take it,
term.
yeah.
So
of course.
I think
Same. Yeah.
we actually started, right? We didn't make any money.
Oh.
We were doing it because we loved it, right?
Yeah, of course.
But then what happened is, I think about 6 months after doing that,
Yeah.
we landed a big client
Okay.
that just saw what we were doing,
Yeah.
loved the content we were doing, saw the vision and said, hey guys, here's some budget,
Okay.
do some videos.
Yeah.
So it turned very quickly from doing it because we love it, but then actually attracting in a
Yeah.
commercial client, which was at that time, I would say, a considerable amount of money.
Four figure, low four figure, five figure.
It was, how would you say?
You know, our Malaysian guests want to know the numbers.
Okay. It was a decent size 5-figure
Oh, nice.
deal.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Decent 5 figures.
It was. I mean, it
That's
was a big
really-
brand.
That's. I mean, come on, brands these days are pretty tight.
Yes.
They want something for nothing.
I think what worked is because we'd been doing this content. I mean, I'd been doing it myself at this point, 2+ years.
Okay.
You know, we started doing it together for a few
Yeah.
months with no intention of monetizing it yet.
Yeah.
I think that really attracted people that saw, instead of us trying to do it as a cash grab or,
Yeah.
you know, going in, putting in a pitch,
Intentional.
trying to, yes.
It's kind of like we really resonate with Rhys and his content.
yes.
He would make a
exactly.
perfect fit,
Yes.
right?
And I think
Totally
that-
different mindset.
Mhm. Yes. And I think because of that, that enabled it to be quite lucrative
Yeah.
because there wasn't this sort of like chasing after it, you know?
Yeah.
Like putting in proposals and
Yeah, yeah,
negotiating
yeah.
back and forth. It was like they said, okay, we want to work with you. How much is
Yeah.
it going to be? We said,
Yeah.
okay, it's going to be this much.
Yeah.
And that was it, you know?
And how many was the engagement? How many content?
So that one, we did a series of 3 content.
Okay.
We traveled around Malaysia with the
Oh,
brand.
wow.
So
Okay, so with their team too.
actually, no, they were very understanding. They said, look, we love your style. We don't want to touch the style.
Okay.
We'll help you on the ground. We'll connect you with people you need. We'll send someone from our
Okay.
team.
Got it.
The content is
So
up
the
to
groundwork
you. Yes.
they did. Nice.
So we had complete creative control, which again is quite rare working with big brands, you know?
yeah. Yeah, it is. It is very rare. You know, I work with big brands. It's rare. They just tell you what to do, right?
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
think the challenge with that is
Yeah.
especially when they're coming to you for your audience.
Mm.
You understand your audience. You understand your way
Much
of
better
making
than they
content.
do.
Exactly. So I see it sometimes. Brands will come in and say, we want it like X.
Yeah.
But you know X won't work with your audience.
Yeah.
How do you find that balance? We were very fortunate in this case. They said, you run with it.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll have to come in for compliance and
Yeah, of course.
checking it. But
Yeah.
we did 3
Nice.
contents with them, and then we actually extended for another 2 projects with
Oh,
the same
wow.
brand. So totally, the actual project value ended up being 6-figure
Wow.
over the space of
That's amazing.
2 years.
That's amazing.
Mm.
That's fantastic. That's a huge win
It is a huge win.
to kind of basically launch with.
Yes, exactly. That
Right,
was
hard
the
launch.
thing that kind of, I guess,
Made you open your eyes.
Yes,
And say, hey, we got a legit,
yes.
sustainable business.
Mhm. Because when you start, I think
Yeah.
it's a cliche when people say do it for passion.
Yeah.
But there reaches the point where you think, okay, I'm doing this for passion. You know, if I want to
Yeah.
dive full time into this,
Yeah.
what's the commercial side
Need to
of
be
it?
sustainable.
Exactly. And that
Yeah.
kind of just gave that proof of, you know, there
Okay.
is something here. Yeah.
Okay, so then what? What next? And then, okay, where was this? What year was this then? When you got that 6-figure, it's gonna be sustainable. You can do it full time.
Okay. That was around 2018.
Okay.
So at this
3
point,
years after your first launch, soft launch.
yes,
So
exactly.
your hard launch.
So like I've been doing content for a while. I've been working with these guys for
Yeah.
a few years,
Yeah.
but it started snowballing.
Yeah.
More projects coming in, more
Nice.
opportunities, more content.
Right away? Did it ramp up or just like gradually or like how?
It's funny because you kind of would expect it to be either very linear or very the traditional sort of exponential curve
Yeah.
where it goes up.
Yeah.
It was really up and down.
Yeah. Okay.
So there'd be a few
that's
months.
more realistic, isn't it?
I think that's the reality, right?
That's the reality of everything.
So
Up and down.
when people want it,
Yeah.
suddenly like 3 or 4 clients want it at one time.
And you're like overwhelmed, and then like you have
Exactly.
to scale, and then you scale, and then it slows down. You're like, what the heck?
Yes. And that's what I've learned now in especially business and content is
Yeah.
you need to be flexible.
Right.
When you need to scale up, you scale up. If you need to scale down, you scale down.
Adaptable.
Yes.
Adaptability
Mm-hmm.
and resourcefulness, I find.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. So it kind of it was happening up and down over a few years,
Yeah.
but I would say it did snowball because deals were coming in, opportunities were
awesome.
coming in.
Awesome.
Mm.
What's your biggest deal?
Oh, the biggest deal. I think if I look back,
Long term or one short project? Tell us a little bit about it.
I mean, I would say looking back, it would probably be if we were to say all the subsequent opportunities that came out of it
Yeah.
was probably that first deal. Because
Okay.
we worked with that client for 2 or 3 years.
Oh, so the first deal that became 6 figures,
the
that was the
long-term
biggest
value.
one. Long term.
Long term, I mean,
Sustainable, yeah.
I'm still in
Still
touch
work
with
with
the
them.
brand. We still work together.
Okay.
So we built that
That's cool.
relationship where, I mean, now it's been,
Hmm.
2017,
Yeah,
2018.
8
So
years.
7, 8 years.
Wow.
So,
That's
but
cool.
yeah, it's interesting,
Yeah.
because it was never planned. It sort of just,
Yeah.
fell into
Yeah.
the lap, so to speak. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm.
Now you've made what? A couple thousand videos? 2,000 you'd say? Or
I say if you include for my videos I've made for my platform and
Yeah.
our clients, yeah, easily 2,000 plus. I would say probably even more, coming up to 3,000 now.
do you ever find like burnout, creative burnout, or being blank and just like you know what I mean?
I understand.
Yeah.
It's interesting, right? Because I think if I said there was no burnout,
Yeah.
it would kind of feel like that's a bit of a cliche answer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But is there not
There-
really a burnout? Not truly a burnout.
I would say there's never truly a burnout. There's
Yeah.
kind of these cycles of creativity.
Okay.
And one thing I've learned over the years is you can't force creativity.
Yeah.
It's not a 9 to 5 thing.
Yeah.
Ideas will come, and I'm sure they'll come
Yeah.
at random times.
That's what when Harith said too.
Mhm.
Harith Iskander, our godfather of comedy. Exact words out of
Okay.
his mouth too.
So that's one of the things
Right?
you see amongst creatives, right?
Yeah.
Is you can't put it in a box.
That's true.
So there'll be times where the creativity is super high,
Yeah.
and there'll be times where it's like not burnt out but empty.
Yeah.
I think the trick is you have to understand yourself in such a way where you
Yeah.
can engineer the environment that
Yeah.
is peak creativity.
And what does that look like for you?
For me, that looks like flexibility is one.
Okay.
So I've learned the best ideas don't come from sitting in the office behind a desk.
Yeah.
Out and about on a walk, out in nature, doing something, the ideas will come.
Yeah.
So I've realized
When
now.
the blood flowing and everything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw a study recently. They did, I think it was MRI scans of the brain
Yeah.
before and after a 20-minute walk. And all the parts of the brain related to, creative thinking
Yeah.
lit up after the walk.
Yeah.
So that's just, getting blood flowing, getting out and about. So I've realized for me, I have to be moving.
Yeah.
I have to be,
Yeah.
physically moving for
Yeah.
ideas to come. So it's kind of identifying those things and then maximizing that moment.
Yeah.
And also acknowledging there will be times where there's no ideas. And that's okay. You have to be
That's
okay
all
with
right.
the downs, right?
Yeah. Or no ideas or low ideas.
Yes, exactly. And
Right.
then sometimes again, it's a cliche, but it's true.
Yeah.
You really have to trust your gut. So I think one thing is there'll be ideas that come in. You can't
Yeah.
explain why, but you've just got a feeling this will work.
Yeah.
And there'll be ideas that might be created in a proper process, but you just have a feeling like,
Oh.
nah, that's not really going to work.
Yeah.
I've learned over the years to listen to that voice.
The gut. Yeah. The
The gut.
voice.
So even when there's like low ideas,
Yeah.
you kind of always have that sort of intuition about
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
It's not always right. It is wrong, but
Yeah. True.
Mm.
But I mean, okay. It's easy to say you're seasoned. you're a seasoned entrepreneur, seasoned creative, whatnot. You're very, how about the younger crowd who doesn't have as strong of a gut instinct because they haven't developed it, or or they don't think they have it. They're not in tune with it. What about them?
So I think there's two things for this. I think the first thing is, when I talk about content, so if we talk specifically about content, my approach is what I would call the machine gun approach versus a sniper approach.
Okay.
So a sniper is you've got one round, you got to get your target with one shot, right?
Got to hit it.
A machine gun is you've got a full belt, you're going to blast it.
Go for it.
As long as 1 or 2 hit, you're okay.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think it's the same with content and ideas.
Right.
You have to put out a lot of things, a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
See what hits.
Yeah.
See what doesn't hit.
Yeah.
And over time, you sort of tune that, and that feeds back into your intuition of what works.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So if we talk specifically about the younger crowd looking into content, is never just post one video and expect success. You might be lucky.
Yeah.
There are people who post one video and it does really well. The reality is you'll have to put a lot out, get the feedback, adjust it, figure out what works.
Yeah.
Use that to tune and train your intuition.
Yeah. You know what? I've been creating content now, like intentionally, for a year. It's been 1 year since I engaged a crew to help me.
Understand?
Because it's not my core skill set expertise.
How have you found it? Have you found it the same where you've had to
it's
put
the
out
same. So I had to put consistent because the algorithms learn too. It's the same thing with the AI. The more you feed it, the more accurate it gets. A target audience. But I love how social media used to be about the content creator.
Yes.
Now it's about the content.
Yes. Exactly.
Right. So I love that because anyone can go viral.
Yes.
You can have one follower.
Yep.
And if you have a great piece of content that everyone gets value from, it can literally just change your game. It changes the world, right?
I think that's why now there's such a big opportunity for people looking to huge. It's
no, not just big.
It's massive, humongous. There's not enough words to describe how big it is, right?
Right. Content like do you follow Gary Vee?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm big on I got to meet him when he came here.
Oh, awesome.
And I had a fireside chat with him in 2018 or 19.
Yeah, right. I remember, right? That was a few years ago, right?
I got free fireside chat with him. Wow. I gave him my book that I just published for my kids.
Oh, awesome.
For his kids.
Wow.
And then I took photos. So now I can use that photo. Hey, Gary Vee's got my book.
Awesome, right? But what he says is so true, right?
It's so true. I learned a lot from him.
I think he is one of those people where he recognizes trends
early.
Not
all.
Not all. We won't talk about NFTs. Sorry, Gary.
NFTs. He got that wrong. Okay,
but his
most everything else he got right.
He's been saying for years about the concept of social content, putting stuff out there. So I think you're right, because when you talk about now is algorithm content based, that levels the playing field now. Whereas, when I started was in the days of YouTubers.
Oh, yeah.
So we used to run workshops for YouTube, and the message would be, you need to build your brand as a creator, and people will come to you and your channel. Now on TikTok, the algorithm is completely different, where you're not scrolling a feed of people you follow. Yeah. You're scrolling that algorithmically created feed.
It's coming outside.
Yes.
Mostly.
It's
a
feeding.
combination.
There's kind of that thing where it guesses and works out what it thinks you want. Yeah. Which means you're seeing people that you might not have ever seen. You might not even follow or even subscribe to them, but you're watching their content.
But it's so accurate.
Yes.
And the downside is you can kill time. The upside is you if you're bored, you can kill time. But the downside is if you're not bored and you got to get other things done, it can kill too much time.
Exactly. That's why I think it's important, the intention, right?
Right.
Use it intentionally, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
But that's why there's such an opportunity there now, because previously you might have to spend years building your brand, building yourself, your content. Yeah. And like you said, now 1 or 2 videos, if you hit that algorithm, that could be enough to push you up.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, let's talk about the different platforms, right? We've got you obviously YouTube was the original.
Yes.
But now you're focused. What really helped you was TikTok.
Yes, that was, I think, where we saw our next biggest sort of boom in TikTok.
Was it because of your target audience is mostly on TikTok, or What do you think?
Okay, so it's actually interesting because I think they would call a tech laggard or something for TikTok.
Yeah.
So when TikTok first sort of took off around 2020, I was very skeptical.
Yeah.
TikTok's for dancing, for silly trends. You know, I'm a serious content creator. I'm not going to be on TikTok, you know? So I resisted it for a long time.
For how long?
Probably a year and a half.
Oh, seriously?
I actually had a friend who worked at TikTok who was saying to me, Rhys, come on TikTok.
Yeah.
Bring your YouTube content onto TikTok. We'll help you. We'll guide you how to do it.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Okay.
We want serious content creators like you on TikTok. I said, no, I'm not interested.
Oh,
yeah,
real?
right. Such a fool, right?
Oh,
In hindsight, you know? That's if we talk about regrets, maybe that's one regret. Is not jumping on earlier. So he was
being
saying
close-minded.
Yeah, right. Because I was like, no, TikTok.
Not willing to try and fail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think after about a year and a half, one of my team said, Rhys, TikTok's not just crazy trends, dancing. There is serious content on there. Just try it.
Yeah.
Let's just try and go out, shoot some food content, but for TikTok and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So it was a big change and I was very resistant to it.
Okay.
And then it was not immediate success, but we started to see, okay, people are liking this. And I think what it is it's actually the same audience from YouTube and now moving onto TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok is not just a platform for young kids. I think that's the perception.
Yeah, originally, right? But only lately now we're realizing it.
Yes.
It's actually, I put all my same content that it's already cut up, you know, and I already got all the copy. I put it on Facebook. I put it on LinkedIn with different copy for LinkedIn and Facebook, and then IG and TikTok. And of course now, originally the long form is YouTube.
Yes.
I'm having the most challenge on TikTok getting the numbers or getting the engagement. But the quality of engagement that I do get, let's just say that I've gotten more deal flow from TikTok or as much as IG, even though I get probably 5 to 10x more numbers from IG.
Interesting.
I'm like, huh? So I don't get TikTok. Maybe I'm Gen X, right? 45 years old, I don't get it. That's my cop out.
I mean, I kind of think that the thing with TikTok is when it first came about, it was very much about views, right?
Yeah.
So if you posted a video on TikTok within 24 hours, if it didn't get a crazy bunch of views, it would essentially die in the algorithm. Now it's much more similar to how YouTube was before. Consistent over time, it will rise up. So I mean, I see now videos from years ago suddenly will go back up again.
So it's changed. They're also playing around, aren't they?
Yes, exactly. And I think what it probably is for you is, whilst the views might not necessarily be as high, the audience is incredibly targeted. Yes.
That's why now I'm not so concerned. I'm like the right audience is more important than the numbers.
Yes.
We call it vanity metrics.
Definitely. And I will be honest with you,
we like it because it boosts our ego.
And that's the biggest challenge I see for anyone creating content is you can get caught up in vanity metrics so much.
True.
How many followers you've got, how many views you've got, or why did this video not get many views? But actually you need to be measuring the real statistics.
And the quality.
Yes.
Conversions.
Yeah. I mean, another example would be watch time.
Watch time.
You know?
Shareability. Or sharing the saving. Right? Sharing is the most. Of course, the engagement is important. It's not because it all kind of triggers the other algorithms. It all triggers it, right?
I mean, they're using all of that to themselves determine the relevance.
Right. Right. No, it's fascinating. I only picked this up just because I've been now creating it for a year, and I'm like, wow, I've had a handful that just go viral. The ones that should make people cry are the ones that go viral. Like the real, like the most, when you get vulnerable, right? One of them when I was talking about losing a lot of money through divorce, and I had dozens of people say thank you for talking about that. Most people don't talk about it, especially that are in the public eye. I've struggled with it a lot, and then I've even met up with one of them, coffee. And so for me, that was not about money or deals or anything. It was just about helping others.
Yes.
Sometimes that's meaningful.
Exactly. And I think that's where it's about getting it in front of the right audience, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously that content resonated with those people.
Yeah.
Which means it worked. It hit the right audience. Like you said, it had an impact. And at the end of the day, that's why we do it, right? We want to have an impact.
Absolutely. Now so this is basically a little bit of mentorship session. Now, not too many people know you are a mentor on Dragon's Den.
It wasn't quite on Dragon's Den, but I joined Peter Jones, who I don't know if he's still on Dragon's Den in the UK now.
Oh, yeah.
He started a enterprise academy for students in the UK.
Yeah.
It's called Peter Jones Enterprise Academy. So he set up this academy to help students start their business. I actually became one of their mentors. This was a long time ago. Went into a local school where they had this program and actually mentored some of the students there. This was
it's connected indirectly.
I mean, it's still under Peter Jones Enterprise Academy, right? Yeah, right.
That's very cool.
That was a good experience.
Yeah. And when was it?
This was before I came to Malaysia. This was donkey's years ago now. This would have been 2011, 2010. So showing my age there, right?
Years. Wow.
But yeah, that was how I first really got involved in helping mentoring other people as well.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay. And how long did you do that for?
That was, I think they had a 6-month or 1-year program. Where they would bring students in. And they would teach them the concept of starting a business. So, I mean, this would have been 15 years ago now. So, I mean, nowadays, the concept of not going to uni, starting a business is quite common, right?
It's
getting there, right?
It's getting there. It's acceptable.
Yes. 15 years ago, it was still a bit of a taboo. So
you need to get your uni degree, get a job, work up the ranks, and in corporate.
So I think it attracted those. Yeah, right. But the good thing is, right, the people that joined this course were really passionate about it because it was a very out of the box way of looking at your career. Yeah. So for a student who's there studying to say, do you know what, I want to do business, I want to join this program. Yeah. So that was, I think, 6 months. Where they would take on the student. They'd create a business plan, run through that process, then sort of send them off into the world.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. That was a very interesting experience.
So through that process, what did you learn about mentorship that really helps you today?
Okay. So
probably a lot, but
I mean,
what's the biggest thing that sticks out?
I think the biggest thing that sticks out from that, which is something I have personally applied to myself, is you need to be finding and working together with a mentor who is not so far ahead of you that their advice is not relevant. Maybe they're 1 or 2 steps ahead of you in their business journey. So they are how you would be in maybe another couple of years time. Because their advice is going to be highly relevant. They're going to be seeing they would have gone through similar challenges to what you're going through now. I mean, I have a lot of mentors I look up to, very successful businessmen. Their challenges, the things they're working on are not relevant to me and my small business. But if I have a mentor who maybe their business has 15 employees, I've got 5. That advice is much more relevant. So what I learned from that environment is, I was still a very young business owner at the time. So for me advising these students, it was a much closer. Yeah, it was perfect.
Because it's fresh, because you had not gone through it 20 years ago.
Yes.
You gone through it maybe a year or 2 or 3 ago.
Exactly.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that one often, except with the last Simone, who's she's a mentor on EO, Entrepreneur Organization.
Wow.
And she said the same thing. Because the differences between all of my other guests is you guys are professional mentors.
I see.
Interesting. Right? Whereas the other guests more of like, like CEOs and whatnot. And interesting. That's very interesting insight.
I think when you've been a mentor, you then apply the lessons you learn as a mentor for yourself when you find a mentor.
Yeah.
So I think that was the biggest thing I took from that. I mean, 15 years ago, I still apply it now. So
that's wonderful. Tell us about your mentorship team, if you will. for me, I always think, okay, I have life mentors, and then I have specific more technical mentors.
Okay, understand.
So how about you? How does that work?
Do you mean for me personally?
Yeah, do you have live mentors, technical mentors, both, and how do you engage and whatnot?
I mean, for me, I try to find people that are, like I said, maybe a few steps ahead.
Yeah.
And they are, I guess, embodying and living in the way that I aspire to be. So, for example, in business, I mean, I'm part of a business mentorship group that I just joined.
Okay.
So in that group, there's a lot of different businesses at all different levels.
Oh.
But then in that group, I can see people who I would say, okay, these are people where if I've got a question about business, they'll be the right person to go to. Okay. So in that group, there's some directors of various companies at different levels. So that's the business side of things. Yeah. So I say there's sort of a business mentorship group. Oh. I mean, for me personally, I have, I guess, I wouldn't call them like a life mentor, but I guess a personal mentor. More about things like spirituality, staying grounded, that sort of thing, which I think is important as well. Yeah. Other mentors, I would say, are more specific industry mentors. Okay. So for example, in content,
technical mentors.
Yes, technical.
Yeah, okay.
People where maybe they are in their content creation journey a little bit ahead of me.
Right.
But they're at a place that I aspire to be.
Oh, okay.
What can I take from them and apply to myself? Okay. So I think it's very important. You have to identify where you want to be. Yeah. Find someone that's maybe there or a little bit ahead. Yeah. And then that's the perfect alignment for you.
That's a good one. So where are you right now? What metrics do you look at mainly, and where do you want to be, and when? Oh yeah, this is basically what I do with goal setting, right? I'm a goal setting expert or goal or coach, right? So yeah, where are you right now?
I mean, I would say I've gone through the phase of chasing the reward. The nice watch. Or this. I mean, that's when you're younger. That's your goals, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I've realized now, I guess I'm at the stage where I've realized, okay, life is about, I guess, being very present. So how can I align what I'm doing with my work, my business, my family to really, I guess, enjoy what you're doing at the present? Yeah. And I guess live in such a way where what you're doing every day, you enjoy doing. Yeah. And I'm very fortunate in the content creation side, and I mean, working with other people I enjoy doing it. Yeah. I mean, that's the perfect situation. I mean, like, yes, you have these goals and areas you want to move to, but really at the end of the day, the goal is, do you love what you do every day?
The journey.
Yes,
matters.
The journey, right?
So I find that younger people, they don't think about the journey, they think of only destination. Yes. And then as we get older, especially as parents to young kids, which, our kids are classmates.
Yeah, right.
Then we enjoy the journey because the journey goes by so fast.
Yes.
The kids literally show us that time is so precious.
Yes.
Correct?
Exactly. But I think you have to have gone through that chasing the destination, right?
Oh, absolutely. And usually in the 20s and 30s. Yes.
Because you reach the destination, right? And then you realize,
what's the big deal?
Right? Yeah.
What now? What next?
Yes.
What now?
And I think that's why there's this sort of cliche advice you get from a lot of people, which is, don't chase money, don't chase this. When you get it, you won't feel satisfied, right?
Yeah.
You can give that advice to someone who's still chasing it. Yeah. They need to experience it. They need to get rich, get famous to realize, okay, that's not actually it. Yeah. You love the chasing. You love the hustle. Yeah. That's what gave you the satisfaction.
Absolutely.
The end goal was just the destination.
That's it.
But that's the thing, right? You're right. For younger people, they
have no idea.
Yeah, right.
They're just chasing because they want the watch, they want the car, they want that nice property.
And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you recognize
part of it.
It's the journey,
part of the journey. You can't do it without it. I mean, you still need to figure out how to. Yeah, I mean, it's connected to your self-worth and to, it's also like a signal to others too, like that attracts them, right?
Yes. I think it's that thing of you have to look at the intention behind it, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, and I mean, I'm sure you see dealing with, high achievers, people who go out and push is normally a lot of that, I guess, desire to be a high achiever comes from a feeling of wanting to prove themselves.
Yeah.
I've definitely realized that for myself.
Yeah.
I think, how do you use that to your advantage and not get caught up in this trying to prove people wrong?
Yeah.
Use
absolutely.
the drive.
That kind of balance.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Because if you have that sort of, I guess, want or need there, I would argue that maybe it's a bit of ego, but there's some asset there, which is you're driven for a reason. How can I utilize that and not get caught in that trap of trying to impress others? You know what I mean? So there's that sort of balance there.
Yeah.
So I think if you do it for yourself.
Yeah.
So, like I did it. I mean, I had the watch, I had all of this, and I realized, like, am I doing this to show other people or for myself? Yeah. And there was a bit of a realization there of, okay, maybe
a bit of both too, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's always going to be a little bit of a part. It is. I mean, I have a watch and I'm not wearing it now, but I know that I'm not really a watch guy, but I know that certain occasions it can help you. Yes. It can be an asset.
Yes, exactly.
People that that brings people together. They're watch guys.
Yes.
But then I'm authentic too. I say I'm not a watch guy, but I do have a story behind my Rolex.
Yes.
I didn't buy it, blah blah blah, etc. And then they're like, "Ooh, that's interesting."
Exactly.
And then this engagement.
And that's doing it for the right reasons, right?
Right.
Because you're very solid and firm with why you're doing it. I think that's important.
As long as being real, authentic.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. A lot of people say about cars and you shouldn't buy a fancy car and blah blah blah. But you know what? Like now I'm thinking about I have a Porsche 911, an older one, and I'm thinking about the deal flow it's created for me, and it far exceeds the cost.
Definitely.
Because of the drives I've been with and connected with the right people. So now, but if I bought that car just to show off, without knowing that it's actually, you can be a tool to meet the like-minded people, then of course, and then you can barely afford it or blah, 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 it puts you in a hole. Then of course it's a bad thing to do, right?
Yes.
So sometimes there's some gray, and then you can, there's no right and wrong, is there?
Exactly. I think you have to find what works for you, right?
Yeah.
What is you have to understand yourself on your own reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, there was when I used to live in Leicester, which was when I was doing my Peter Jones mentoring.
Okay.
There was a guy who lived nearby to me. So it was a very sort of average housing area.
Yeah.
I was still quite young, and property in the UK, is expensive. There was a guy there, he had in front of his house a Lamborghini. I can't remember which model it was. It was bright green.
Well, what year was that?
That would have been 2010.
10. Maybe a Gallardo. Bright green. Maybe Gallardo.
It was a statement in that area, definitely. I had a business associate who knew him and told the story behind it is he couldn't afford the insurance or the petrol.
Oh no.
So he didn't drive it anywhere, but it was parked in front of his house. And I think that's an example of maybe falling into that trap.
That's the wrong trap. Yeah, that's clearly not gray. That's in a red.
That's on that
red
side,
zone.
Right? Exactly, right? But I think you're right as well, which is you could see that as a lesson to say, oh, whoa. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
But like you said, you actually can use it in a way where it aligns with you, aligns with your intentions. It's
of course.
Could become an asset.
Absolutely.
So you have to find that balance for you, right?
So I think people think it should be thought in a more like 3D sort of way. Like maybe most people think that that's an asset, that's not an asset. But no, that could be an asset to one person and a liability another person.
Exactly.
Same asset, same product, right?
Yes.
So it depends on circumstance. Most people don't think that way.
Yes.
Do they?
I think people in general tend to fall into the trap of
right and wrong and nothing.
Right and wrong, black and white, put it in a box.
Black and white. Yep.
It's either this or that. I think actually it's more like a scale.
Yeah.
And everyone's at a different point on that scale, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to find what works for you, what resonates with you.
Yeah.
What fits there.
Yeah.
And sometimes that isn't fitting into a box or a definition so much.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. And before I forget,
Okay.
Let's go into Bahasa Melayu.
Okay.
Because okay, we're actually quite similar, except we look different. I mean, you're a white guy coming to Malaysia, learn Bahasa. I'm a white guy packaged as an Asian guy coming to Malaysia, not learning Bahasa very well. My wife kacau me. She always called me a fake Malaysian, tipu. No, because I mean I've been Malaysian my whole life, but grown up overseas.
Right.
To Chinese Malaysian parents who never really spoke Bahasa themselves. So my mom knows how. I mean, she learned through school, but she's Sarawakian, and Sarawakians speak English mostly.
And they got their own version of.
They got their own version. So a Chinese Malaysian from Sarawak more likely speak English than Bahasa.
Especially if you've been overseas, right?
Right, exactly. So yeah. It's a very intriguing story about your language.
Okay.
Right? Because you speaking on TikTok, I mean that's what made you go viral, right? That's probably the single biggest thing was like.
I think that was the combination of your from outside Malaysia.
Yeah.
You're coming to Malaysia, but you're speaking the language and trying the food.
Yeah.
It's sort of that nice combo of things which
I
guess gives you something a bit different.
Are you one that picks up language easily?
I would actually say no.
Oh.
So I mean, in the UK we learn French.
Okay.
Only because we're required to learn, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean 2 years, right? You do 2 years or?
Yeah, and I mean my French is like really like
un petit peu.
Yeah, that's even
really.
I think I know je m'appelle Rhys. Alio, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I completely failed French in school.
Oh, really?
So I'm not a language guy.
Okay. Then how do you speak? I mean, because Bahasa is only spoken here and then maybe a little bit in Indonesia because there's a relation.
I think it was because when I came here, which was 12 years ago. After being here for a little while, I decided, you know what? If I'm going to make Malaysia my home and really sort of like build a life here, I need to adapt to the local culture, the local language.
Yeah.
There was never an intention to do it for content. I think I started doing content well after I started learning the language.
Yeah. Okay.
I just thought, you know what? I'm going to dive in. I'm going to do my best to learn it. I'm going to practice it. And it sort of naturally came about. And then when I started it, I started my blog originally to practice my Malay. Okay. There was no intention to turn it into content. Yeah. And then people said, hey, Rhys, do some videos speaking Malay. Oh, why not? A bit of fun, And then when it became a sort of a content thing, that feedback loop of people would tell you what you're saying correct, what you're saying wrong, or try this, try that. It's sort of, that helped a lot, actually. Cool. Yeah.
So you learn all the foods first, of course.
All the foods as normal, all the swear words, right? The names for food, like how do you, like what's the difference between, like just saying like pedas or like pedas manja, like all these different things, right? So it kind of like was a feedback loop to help me learn it. Yeah.
Yeah. How long did it take you to be fluent?
I would even say now I'm not fully fluent.
Yeah.
It took a while, I think a few years. I used to set myself a challenge where every Saturday I would go to the pasar, right? Yeah. And I would force myself to only speak Malay.
Oh, okay.
I would say, I'm not going to speak English. If they speak to me in English, I'm going to reply back in Malay.
That's hilarious.
I set a challenge like go and buy some kueh or some food.
That would have been very good content.
That's it. But back then my mind wasn't content. I was just doing it. I think that intention and forcing myself to speak it, which in KL sometimes can be hard.
Yeah,
because
they speak English.
Exactly, right? And people see me, the white guy, come, they think, great.
Automatic. They want to practice their English.
Exactly. All my friends used to say like that. I used to be like, hey, can we speak Malay? They're like, Rhys, we want to practice our English. Right? Yeah. So I think it took a little bit of time because it was a real effort of forcing myself. I'd say probably around 2 years, maybe.
2 years of every night, every
weekend,
every pasar malam,
every Saturday going to the pasar.
Yeah, pasar.
Every day I would like write on like flashcards. Okay. So there was an intention to learn it.
Oh, that's interesting. Did you watch kids programs too?
I used to listen to radio. Okay. I used to listen to Malay radio. I would like not understand what they're saying. Yeah. I wouldn't really understand the songs. Yeah. But it would sort of just be slowly going in. Oh, okay. I used to read the newspaper. I used to buy the Malay newspaper and sort of open it up.
Berita Harian or what?
I think it used to be like Metro or whatever, right? Just open it up and look at it like, okay, I don't really know what what it means, but I'll try and figure out. Oh, sorry.
Check out the link the photos.
Yeah, like, right, okay, what's this? Like, okay, I recognize this word sounds a little bit English, okay, kilometer. I think, I can figure that out, right? Yeah. But it was very intentional.
Okay.
But the intention was never to turn it into content. The content sort of came afterwards. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Ah, okay. How about the biggest challenge you faced adapting to Malaysian culture? What's that for someone from the UK?
I think, right. There's a lot of similarities in terms of manners, the way people do business.
Okay.
But I think one thing that's really took time for me to adapt is, I think you call it adab or mannerisms, like the way you talk, the way you interact with people, certain societal expectations of how you interact and how you do business. Took a lot of time to adapt. And I mean, even now I'm still adapting, from my work point of view for my business. I was talking to my business mentor and, he asked, how much time have you spent nurturing your relationships with your past clients? And I said, no, I mean, if I want to put in a proposal, right? I mean, I've got the numbers. I can prove the data. Yeah. I'm competent at my work, right? That's all I need. He said, no,
it's
you
quite
need
Western, right?
It's quite, right? He said, no, data. You need to be going for lunch and like makan.
Eastern.
And I was like, oh man,
relationship, breaking bread together.
Exactly right. I mean, I used to think that was not fair.
Yeah.
No, you should get the job because you're competent.
Yeah.
Not just because you go and makan, right?
Yeah.
But actually, you need to marry the two together. So I think there's a lot of those mannerisms which took a while to adapt. Yeah. But now I have the opposite problem. If I go back home to the UK,
they want the other, right? They want the data, they want all that.
I'm struggling to adapt there because I'm like turning up late and like makan and all that stuff, like like all of that, like, hey, why don't we meet for lunch? And it's So I think there's that. Yeah. It took a while to adapt here, and now sometimes adapting back there is a challenge as well.
That's hilarious, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, sometimes back in my hometown, I feel like a foreigner.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
So the Cari Makan MSCM Studios.
Okay.
Tell me how that came. Like, when did you decide, and why did you decide to start that? Because you were creating content already.
Yes.
So why did you go into further? It
was a sort of natural progression. Yeah. It was around 2019, 2020 that I started running small workshops about content creation.
Okay.
I wrote a short ebook about YouTube, TikTok. I mean, TikTok came a few years later, but
in Bahasa Melayu.
In Bahasa Melayu as well. So people were asking me, okay, Rhys, you're a content creator. I want to be a content creator, or I want to build my business or my brand on social media. Can you help me? So it started off, people would send me messages and I'd reply, I'd, get on a quick call and teach people. We ran a few workshops. The feedback was good. And then what happened is, I started to realize, okay, there's a big demand now for people that have seen the potential in content creation for their business, or maybe they want to build a personal brand. Yeah. They're coming to me as someone who's been in the industry for a while and asking for advice, or saying, hey, Rhys, can you come to me and teach me, or can you come in my business and advise my team? Yeah. So it kind of naturally sort of progressed into, okay, well, I have my team anyway. Yeah. Why don't we expand out our services? Instead of just doing it for me, we offer that as a service to other people, whether it's we create content for them, we come in and advise their team on how to create content. Yeah. We put together campaigns. What's interesting though is I actually ran it for about 2 years under a different name.
Okay. Well,
I called it White Box. Oh. I wanted to completely separate it out from MSCM. Okay. So MSCM is Mat Salleh Cari Makan, right?
Yeah, Mat Salleh Cari Makan.
Because I thought I don't want this to be built on me. Right. I want to build my own business completely separate, prove that this is not just Rhys doing it.
Okay. Then that can stand on its own.
Yeah, like stand on its own.
Right.
But then I had a brainwave, right? Which is, I'm going to pitches, meetings, presenting for this. They're saying, hey, aren't you the food guy? Yeah. It's like,
it's your asset already. Leverage it. Why not? Why would you ignore it?
Exactly.
It's like having a Ferrari and like not using it to go to the racetrack.
Exactly, right? So that was one of those lessons I learned where I realized, you know what, I need to rebrand it.
Yeah.
Put
Embrace
that
it.
brand on it.
Yeah.
You know, make that part of the company story.
Yeah.
Because people recognize me. They know me as the food guy.
Yeah.
They know that I do content. It naturally makes sense to use my company to help them with their content.
Yeah.
So that was, I think we first started around about 2021.
Oh,
but we rebranded to MSCM Studios just last year.
Okay. Oh, it was brand new, basically.
Yes, it was.
Oh, that's interesting.
But we've been doing it for a while, but we've only really been leveraging that brand for the last year or so.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. All right.
But it was a very natural progression.
Yeah. So what would you say is it, you're going to pitch, what do you do differently? There's a lot, it's a lot of competition out there, right?
Okay. So this is actually a very interesting topic because it's something I've been reflecting on a lot recently is when we first started, which was late 2021, early 2022, there was no agency in Malaysia specializing in TikTok content.
Ah, really?
There was a few big names.
Okay.
But they weren't specialists in TikTok.
Ah, okay.
So we doubled down. And this was around about the time that I started posting on TikTok. And I finally got sold on the potential, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, do you know what? Let's become an agency that specializes in TikTok.
In TikTok, yeah.
So we were actually one of the first TikTok shop partners in Malaysia.
Ah, okay.
They actually said, please, we need partners. Come and join us.
Yeah.
So our specialty then was we were the only agency who would specialize in TikTok. We didn't touch other platforms.
Okay.
So we had a great first mover advantage.
Yeah.
It was a very sort of blue ocean thing back then. We were really leveraging on that.
Yeah. So everyone had to come to you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we really did well there.
Yeah.
Now in 2025, it's the opposite. Now you could throw a stone and you hit an agency who does social media content.
Yeah, on TikTok.
I mean, every day I see ads. Yeah, exactly.
No, it went really fast.
I would say in the last 12 months, it's gone crazy.
Whew.
Exactly.
You know what? With AI, everything is just completely disrupted.
Yes.
At a very, very fast pace.
Exactly.
Like you blink and it's like something new.
Exactly.
And it's like if you're not on top of it, you get left in the dust.
And I think that's one of those lessons about you have to be constantly adapting.
Yeah.
What was maybe an advantage for you before.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't live in that past mindset of well, we were the best. Or I see this with restaurants as well.
Right.
They used to be the top.
Yeah.
But they don't adapt.
Yeah.
So now they're no longer the top, but they can't accept it.
Yeah.
I think that happened to us as well because we were the first.
Yeah.
One of the first.
Yeah.
And then now there's so many, we've realized we need to specialize out of just being TikTok.
So so where are you headed now?
So I mean, now for the last year plus, coming up to 2 years, we've done all social media platforms. So our specialty is still short form content.
Yeah.
What we're doing now is putting together a package where it's not just content, but we can handle everything related to social media. So instead of you going to this agency to do your TikTok, this agency for your influencers,
all
this
in
agency
one.
for
end
your
to end
ads,
solution.
end to end.
Nice.
So we've got a few clients now. They come with us.
Yeah.
We do everything for them.
That's awesome.
I think the biggest leverage we have and the biggest speciality is I myself am a content creator.
Yeah.
So I understand the other side of things.
Yeah.
So if you as a business want to work with influencers, I understand the business side, but I also understand the influencer side.
Yeah.
You want to do content, I understand the business side. I also understand that. And that's what I'm trying to train the team on as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is we've sort of been on the other side of the game, which is as the content creator,
right?
Not just the business. Or we've been on the other side as an influencer, not just as somebody finding influencers.
That's a differentiator for sure.
Exactly. And I feel like that's sort of where our position is.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to be we're not no longer the first.
Yeah.
We're also not trying to be the biggest.
Yeah.
We're trying to work with those people where there's a real nice fit.
Yeah.
Our services match with what they want. How can we build out that relationship?
Yeah. Okay.
So
that's really good and very insightful. Okay. So I've created. This is basically this is Cari Makan. This is your high ticket, high income skill, right? So developing the Olympian mindset for mindset,
yes,
mentorship, and now we're gonna do triple M, money.
Okay.
Right. We were sponsored by Equities Tracker. Right here, we're using their beautiful office. So on money, I always think, okay, have a high income skill set.
Yes.
Right. So that's your high income skill set. Right. Now let's talk about long term.
Okay.
Long term, we're generally taught maybe it's not taught enough. We need passive income. Right, we need to build our assets, income producing assets. Would you mind sharing with me? Because I read too that you love property.
Okay.
Crypto. Maybe stocks too.
A little bit.
Okay. Let's have a little conversation about that, because I think it's great. Like you're a mentor. You're successful. You've gone through all this, the watches and all that. The stuff that us 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds gone through. Now as 40-year-olds with kids.
Not quite 40
you're not 40
yet,
sorry,
right?
I'm talking about myself. Yeah. So I'm getting a free mentorship session from you. See, I'm smart. I'm really resourceful, right? Can't afford to pay you as my coach, so I get you on my podcast and solicit it for free.
That's this hidden intention.
Intention. So now, okay, with kids, we have to think differently, don't we? Right, because we have to think long term, and eventually we can't produce the level of intensity and work to produce that income. And on top of that, there's a little thing called inflation.
Yes.
So we have to always think passive income, blah blah blah. What's your go-to, and what's your passion with producing passive income?
Okay, so this is actually something I don't talk about a lot.
I appreciate.
So I actually appreciate the opportunity to share as well.
Okay, cool.
I mean, my journey when I first started in business, long before Malaysia, long before the content was actually related to property.
Okay.
So my, I guess, goals, my sort of, I guess, intention was I'm going to go into property as an investment, as an investment vehicle.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up in marketing, because I ended up working in a property company.
Doing
marketing.
Nice.
So my sort of intention from the start has always been building assets, building a business.
Right.
From that, as I got more involved in marketing, I saw the opportunity. I mean, this would have been 2010, 2009,
Right.
Social media, everything was way different. Online, everything was different back then. But I could see the potential with digital. So I sort of moved into digital marketing, but my mind has always been on investments, assets.
Okay.
So I've always had an approach, even from back then, of, the goal is we're using our time, like you said, our high income skill.
Right.
That is our day to day, but we need to be taking that and investing it for the long term.
Yeah.
So I've always been a sort of, putting aside investments.
Okay.
Stocks.
Yeah. Okay, you got stocks.
Stocks, when crypto.
Right.
I didn't quite get into crypto as early as some people.
Okay.
So I don't want to say crypto and think, oh, this guy bought Bitcoin for like 10 cents. No, it wasn't that early,
How many people bought for 10 cents?
I mean,
Okay.
There's always the story of you did and then you forgot the password or something,
Yeah.
right? No, I was quite late to crypto, but still reasonably.
When was that?
I think I first got involved maybe around 2020 sort of time.
That's not too bad.
So it was
5 years ago.
It was okay,
So you've gone through like one cycle already.
I've been through a lot of ups and downs. So I've learned you gotta hold, right?
Right, hodler.
Yes, right.
Hodl.
That's it, right? If you can't handle the lows, don't. If you can't handle the highs, don't. You gotta be able to take it off, right?
If you can't handle lows, you don't deserve the highs.
Exactly, that's the phrase looking for, right?
So, let's reverse to equities.
Okay.
When did you get into equities?
I've always sort of had that, I guess, mindset of, even back before when I was in the UK, of you need a diversified portfolio.
Right.
So property is great.
Yeah.
But property is, is slow, long
term, illiquid.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas, when you look at equities, you've got the option for liquidity.
Yeah.
You've also got, I guess, if you actually think about it now, especially with online tools, it's amazing that you can own shares in practically any company
it's crazy.
You want,
It's pretty crazy.
At the click of a button,
Yeah.
And I remember reading something on, I think it was Twitter, where it said nowadays, we're in the generation of a computer is a machine that if you know how to click the right buttons in the right order, you can essentially print money from it. You know,
absolutely,
exactly. So I mean, I've always had an interest in stocks, shares. So I've always had that concept of a diversified portfolio. You know, I'll put some here, I'll put some here.
What's your go-to? Which markets?
Which market? I mean,
US stocks or
I quite like US.
Yeah.
I still have a little bit of UK.
Okay.
Just because, you know, it's where I'm from, I kind of feel like I should support, you know.
That's right.
But I'm very much, you know, buy and hold guy. I'm not really a trader.
Okay. Same.
Sort of.
Do you own anything on Bursa?
Actually, no.
Okay.
I don't know why really.
Same here.
Okay. I mean, I guess because I kind of get into this sort of, I guess, there's certain companies I like. I do a bit of research, you know, I look for mentors as well. And I think, you know, I kind of see the vision for this. I'm going to put it in and just leave it.
Okay.
So, you know, I've had some wins, I've had some losses as well.
As we all.
I mean, recently we had a chat, you know, I think, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the name of the stock or not.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you mentioned Neo, right?
Yeah, Neo.
You know,
I'm a bull.
So I jumped in based on our chat, you know, up,
right. Oh, yeah, okay.
Up 38% since then.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was good advice, right? You know?
But, you know, it's rocky. Right?
Yes,
I mean,
of course.
1 week I'm down in the red, and 1 week I'm up in the green. It's like
that's what you said, right?
It's you know, I'm a little bit different. I'm very I don't diversify.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so I don't. I bet on the winning horse, what I believe in winning horse, and you know, get rich or die trying.
But this goes back to what we spoke about earlier, right? Which is you've got to find what works for you.
And there's no right
and
there's no wrong. Obviously, I have, you know, this is just building at the beginning. For me, I think I need to be more focused and concentrated.
Yes.
And then as I build over a certain amount, I have that magic number. I think everyone does, where it's now you get to be officially financially independent. Or financially free, where work is not work.
Yes.
Right? Or income. You don't have to think about income, rent, and bills and whatnot.
Yes.
Right? So for me, after that, when you have enough, then it's like protection mode.
Yes.
You know, or for me it'll be split, right? You know, have some of that for growth, but a lot of it would be protection, income, and then after that. As things slow down, you want just income producing mostly. Yes, exactly. So I think I'm going through the phase right now. Again, I'm 45. I feel like mentally very young, physically some days because I beat up my body. I don't feel so young, but you know. So for me, it's gonna change and I know it's gonna change.
Yes, I think you have to find that level of comfort you want.
Right.
You know, I mean, I know a lot of people who, for example, crypto. You know, when it's up, they love it.
Yeah.
But you know, I had a friend who bought a lot, and then as soon as it went into the red, he sold.
Pull out.
And I said, I was trying to tell him, you know, if you don't sell, you don't lose.
Yeah.
You know, and then as soon as it went up, he
bought again.
Exactly. It's like, that's the wrong.
So most retail, what do? Buy high, sell low.
Yes.
Everyone's going up, up, and then it tanks. It goes a big tank, and everyone, sell, but it tanks more, and then wait till. I want to, you know, it can go down even more, so I'm not gonna buy. And then all of a sudden it tanks. They should have bought. Exactly. Wait till it goes up again. It's too late, and then they buy again.
Yes.
So if cycle repeats itself, doesn't it?
Exactly. And I think that's where there's a fine line between that and gambling. You know.
Yeah.
You're gambling on the potential win. Hey, it works for some people.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather, you know, there's something I like. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna hold it. If it goes up or down.
Believe. And no matter what, maybe you can be consistent. Right, you kind of DCA or over time you have little buckets.
Yes,
you know,
kind of got to figure out what works for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, I still feel very much in that journey, but I feel like, you know, we talk about that high income skill. This is maybe something I see with a lot of, you know, younger generation who are looking at content creation, social media as a, you know, get rich quick sort of you know, opportunity.
It's actually get rich slow. Social media,
exactly. Everyone thinks it is,
right?
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of people who see the case studies of this influencer earned so much.
Yeah,
they did this, they did that, without realizing that it is not a long-term industry.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of people who have been in the industry for 10 years.
No,
you know, so you need to be taking that income out.
Yeah.
building something that will last you another 20 years. Because you're not going to be making money from TikTok or Facebook when you're like 60, you know?
Well, I mean, you go to see all these YouTube stars from 10 years ago. They're doing completely different things now.
Yes.
They're still as popular, but they usually have a business now.
Exactly.
It's no longer the same thing they're doing.
Exactly.
They might do a little bit sometimes, but like...
But they sort of take out when they
learn,
have that
right?
asset, right? Like you said, a business. How can you put that into a business?
Yeah.
How could you leverage your brand in another way?
I mean, a great example is elite athletes. I'm an expert because that was my network. And a lot of athletes, no matter how high they go, world champion, Olympic champion, professional, whatnot, the biggest struggle is that transition, right? Because overnight they turn the light off on you, and then you got to go, okay, usually no degree. Usually no work experience. Now what?
Yes.
And they default to it can be rewarding, but not for everyone. They cop out. Coach, gym coach, right? Because it's the go-to. It's the easiest, and some of them should be because some of them are great coaches, but not every top athlete becomes a great coach, right? So to just reinvent yourself, it's the toughest thing out there.
Yeah, right.
That I've ever seen, and for me too, it took me about 10 years. I retired from cycling in 2015, and now 10 years later, I'm only finding my calling again. It's only lined up again. I spent 10 years just trying to figure out and trying, failing, did everything. Tech startup, network marketing, couple times. Coaching again when things got hard and I have to make money. My investment's not doing so well. Okay, so tried that. Then I'm tapped out on income there, comfy, but I'll never be financially independent. Then the cycle, and only now I figure out I'm putting it together. Skill sets from everything. If I didn't fail, I wouldn't have acquired skill sets, and I wouldn't have been able to put everything I have now put together to build big.
And that goes back to, like you said, adaptability, right? Like
Adaptability.
You try things out,
right?
You find what works, maybe what doesn't work, and you sort of adapt and go along rather
apply
than
it to the next step.
Yes, and then you sort of cycle that feedback loop forward, right?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things where, like you said, that's the lesson, right? Is when the failures are there, you don't see it as a failure, but how can you roll that experience into something else, right?
Yeah.
And it does take time.
It does take time. It takes a lot more time than I thought it would. I thought, okay, 2-3 years, I'll be able to find. I love myself. I did job shadow, everything. 2-3 years. Now it took 4 times longer than I originally thought.
But you love the journey, right?
I had a great journey. I really enjoyed, not every single day, but I enjoyed it. But it was very, it was challenging because it was like, income was all over the place. Sometimes I would like, okay, is that the transition phase when you just decide to call it and go into something and go all in, but the income's not sustainable,
sort of lags behind a bit.
Oh,
right? Yeah,
shoot,
right?
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
But that's why, luckily I was okay with my money. I didn't spend everything I earned when I was an athlete, when I had easy money, when it was given money just to hold the product, be an ambassador. So that helped me with the gap.
That's why I think
not everyone thinks of that.
But that's the trick, is when you have that, I guess, opportunity, that sort of abundance there.
Yeah.
You need to be thinking, how can you plan this for long term,
Yeah, absolutely. So to recap, so it was property first, then equities, and then crypto. You still do all three?
Not so much in property now.
Not so much. Same here. I started with property.
Okay.
I lost. I bought my first property in LA at 25.
Okay.
I cut a 50,000 deposit check. A lot. Banker was like, "Wow, you're only 25. You can have 50. You save up 50 grand. Like, good job, And then I lost it in the GFC because my property went from 240,000 to 120, and I owed 190. 50 grand gone. So luckily over there in the US, you can turn the keys in and walk away. Malaysia, you can't do that. I think UK, you can do it. You can foreclose.
Yeah,
they don't come after you.
Okay.
Malaysia, they come out. The banks will come after you.
After you pass it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can't do that. You have to pay them back the difference. So property for me now, I see it. What I've learned is it's kind of a liability, especially the ones that you're gonna live in. I always thought live in it.
Yeah,
but then actually it's not income producing, so it's a liability in the short term. Most people, young people, don't even think about that.
I think there's the attitude of you need to buy a property as an asset.
Yes.
And I think if you're living in it and you're still paying, it's not an asset.
It's not.
And there's also, I mean, I see it in the UK back when I was quite involved in property. There's this concept of passive income from property, which is you buy somewhere, your mortgage is £500 a month, you rent it out for $750. You make £250 passive income. Passive, right? When the boiler goes or this or there's tax, there's this, taxes, like it's empty for 3 months.
City council rate,
all of that stuff.
So many.
So you can do it, but the idea of
it's harder.
It's harder. You thought. I think one of the lessons I learned being involved in property there is it is good to invest in property if you're there and in it. It's not passive. If you see it as an active investment, that's great. You can do really well. But it's not a park your money and leave it the way that, say, like some sort of equities would be. You put your money in, you don't need to go and fix it. You sort of leave it there. You might get some dividends every year. So I'm not in property anymore. I mean, I've still got some stuff there, but not actively involved.
Do you own any property, even the one you live in?
In Malaysia, no.
No, neither do I.
Okay.
Malaysia's a tough one too.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I won't.
It's cheap to rent.
One thing I've noticed here is despite having a few years experience in property in the UK, I cannot understand the Malaysian property market.
Yeah, neither can
I just don't get it. And I'm sorry, I've given up trying,
Yeah.
It just,
I try to understand it too, but it's tough because the math doesn't really work because people don't take in considers all that the opportunity cost.
Yes.
And you can still make. To be fair, you can still make money, but you can make money anywhere. So for me, property is hard money.
Yes.
Because you have to be so good and so specialist to make money in this environment today.
Yes. I remember when I first came to Malaysia, I mean, I was still this was before any of the content stuff. I don't even think I learned the language yet. So I was probably within the 6 months of coming to Malaysia. I set a meeting with a guy. He was another Brit who was doing property in Malaysia. We had some mutual connections from the UK property. So I thought, great, I kind of have some experience there. I went to their office. It was somewhere in KL, big fancy office, and we were talking about property. And I was coming from the UK, where in the UK, property investment is you buy a 2-3 bed house in a small town somewhere up north. Get a good tenant in, they stay for 5 years. That's property investment. Here he was talking about multi-million condos in KLCC. And I was like, whoa, this is not the property that I'm used to.
Right?
I'm used to buying a small townhouse and I think that was where I realized, I don't want to get involved in property.
I tell you what, none of those have made money.
That's my suspicion as well, right?
A lot of those are empty. A lot of that is just dead money. Look, it's sometimes a forced savings accounts, right? Forced savings, but
there's
I'm scratching my head too.
But, I just don't get it. So
crypto's been really, really, really good to you probably in the last 5 years. Right.
I mean, there's definitely been a lot of losses there.
Oh, yeah.
I was quite heavy into NFTs.
Oh, were you? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, hey, lessons learned,
Right.
I think
but at the beginning, I bet you made some good coin, right?
We had some good wins.
Yeah,
and
you had some wins.
That's why I said sometimes it's a bit like gambling, right? Because if you're there, you're winning.
Yeah.
You tend to pile in more.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're on a streak, right?
Yeah,
and then
Wow.
But crypto itself, I mean, if we talk specifically about Bitcoin, I genuinely, I'm really sold on Bitcoin, the concept behind it, the tech behind it. So I'm definitely a long-term holder. For other crypto in terms of utility,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more skeptical after seeing what happened with NFTs.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, recently it's been meme coins.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but
Yeah.
I'm very sold on Bitcoin.
It's Las Vegas for everyone.
Yes,
for
exactly. Right?
It's really Las Vegas, right?
On your fingers, right?
Gambling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's fun.
It's fun. I think if you have the right mindset where you don't see
Yeah.
it as a get rich quick,
Yeah.
you do it for fun, you do
Yeah.
it to learn.
Yeah.
You're not doing it in expectation of a payoff.
I bet you those are people that make big money.
Yes, because they
Right?
enjoy it, right?
They enjoy the process and they learn
Yes.
much more in depth.
They're not doing it in expectation of if I buy
Yeah.
this one coin, it's gonna moon and then I'm gonna get this.
Yeah,
you know?
whoa, okay. Yeah, there are definitely case studies out there for
Yes.
sure. You know,
Mhm.
18, 19, 20-year-old who's like freaking driving the Lambo, bought their mansion and whatnot.
Yes.
But some of that's fake as well.
I think if there's anything we learned from the NFT cases,
Yeah.
how many of those guys who made it are still around now?
Ooh,
There's a
I'd
lot-
be interested to
Yes,
see that.
because there was a time when it was like,
Yeah,
it was
they
the
were
next thing,
flexing.
you know? Flexing, right? You know, and then you get the FOMO, right?
Yeah,
Like,
my
man,
buddy flexed. I mean, I went lunch with him. He went from equities, he's all in or not, to all in on crypto and
Okay.
then cashed out all in NFTs.
Ooh,
But
all
you know
in
what he
NFTs.
told me?
Okay.
So he's an engineer and he has a manufacturer. They do like heat exchanges, big ones, like
Okay.
the size of a bungalow.
Okay.
He said, "Look, if everything goes to zero, my day jobs, I own this engineering company, and I'm fine." So actually, he can take the risk,
Yes.
and he's fine.
Yes.
He still lives in the same place. His kid's still going to private school. Wife's still, doing really well. Everyone's doing well, and that's everything going to zero or almost zero.
I think that's why
Right?
you have to find that level of risk that you're comfortable with.
Yeah,
And I think it's like anything, any sort of investment. I mean, again, it's a cliche. It always says the disclaimer, don't invest more than you're willing to lose. But it's true.
Yeah,
You have to be able to accept that it might go to zero.
yeah.
I mean, the good
absolutely.
thing is with stocks and I mean, even property is it's
Yeah.
a bit more solid than
a little
crypto.
bit more. Yeah,
But I think you have to find that level of comfort
Yeah,
you're with and not
yeah.
be chasing that quick win.
yep.
Mm.
Quick wins are fun.
They're fun, but don't go all in on them,
No,
right?
no.
Hey, but if that's your style, go ahead.
Well,
you
go
know,
ahead,
right?
knock
You know,
yourself-
you won't catch me going
Yeah.
all in on, like Trump
Yeah.
coin or something.
That's
you know?
fantastic. I think that's great. I think this conversation is something that every young person should listen to,
Mm,
and don't it's not investment advice. It's just sharing our
yes.
experience.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's been a great conversation. I'd like to kind of wrap up with our rapid fire question.
Okay.
So Olympian mindset round rapid fire. Nasi lemak or roti canai?
Oh man. Do I have to answer rapid or
Rapid. Well,
Rapid, okay, okay.
Which one? Which one?
nasi lemak? Nasi lemak.
Nasi lemak. Okay.
Nasi lemak.
Favorite place to makan in KL?
Favorite place to makan in KL? Oh my goodness.
What's your go-to on a Sunday morning with the brunch? With
Oh
the fam?
man. I'm a really simple guy. There's
Yeah.
like a lot of these like almost like mamat stalls,
Okay.
like they do roti, breakfast.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah,
loads where I live. I love
Okay.
that,
Oh, sweet.
Morning,
sweet.
you go for like a little
Yeah.
jog or a walk and then
Yeah.
you stop and have roti. But I
Okay.
just said nasi lemak just now.
Oh,
So
you
there's
did-
a conflict there,
Oh,
right?
yeah, funny. Okay.
Okay.
Sweet. Most underrated Malaysian dish?
Oh man, these are more tougher than the investment questions.
Oh, really?
These-
Because there's so
Ah,
many.
There's so many. I think
So many good ones.
underrated Malaysian dish.
Yeah.
I think one underrated dish is probably the concept of curry or gulai, right?
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to look at it and say it's just curry.
Yeah.
But actually, that combination of different spices, ingredients, the way you cook, you can make so many different flavors.
Oh, that's a true foodie talking.
So you might look at it and say, oh, it's just curry. I think a British person, I mean, curry is the number
Hey,
one,
the curry in Britain is really good.
but it's always curry. Curry is
Yeah.
curry, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But here,
Yeah.
curry can be
There's
thick.
so many.
It can be like this.
There's
It
so
can be
many.
spicy. It
You're
can be
right.
sweet. So I think it's underrated because it'd be
Yeah.
very easy to look at it and see it's just curry.
We got more variety for sure.
Yes.
For sure. Dream collab you haven't done yet.
Dream collab.
Yeah.
I would love to somehow be involved in a collab with Chef One and Gordon Ramsay.
Hey, I can make half of that happen.
I think
Chef One was on our show.
I think it would be great to see them together,
right,
like
maybe,
clash in the kitchen.
Okay. Oh, but between them.
I mean, I would like to somehow be involved, like maybe the judge or something, you know, just because I think that would be an interesting collab, you know.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Mm.
Possible. My mind says possible.
Everything is possible if you
100%. Half of it's doable right now. Half, and we just gotta get Gordon here.
Just I mean, he's got a few restaurants here now, so you just chut a bit, right?
Yeah. Right? But hey, Chef One's restaurant's way better than Gordon's restaurant. I'm a foodie too. Yeah. Sorry, Gordon.
Restaurants, but yeah, sorry. I mean,
sorry. Chef One's beat it hands down, and cheaper too. There's a lot more value.
I would definitely say. I mean, Gordon Ramsay as a public figure, as a TV host, as an influencer, you know, he's got a great brand. But
he has.
His
restaurant
is the brand is strong.
Yeah,
but the food,
but the execution leaves a little bit something to be desired. You go in there thinking you have high expectation, you come out like a little bit disappointed. Chef One, you go in with a little bit expectation, you come up like, oh, amazing. In fact, I told Chef One this. I said, Chef, you know, my default is when I get a visitor, I take him to Chef One in BSC. It's near my house, right? So I'm like, I take him there, and it's always been a resounding success.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think
that's what I say.
On that note,
yeah.
One of the things is, I think, especially for Malaysian cuisine, right? It's very complex.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot of ingredients, a lot of process, which naturally is not a cheap process.
No.
You know, so to get very premium Malaysian food, it is a premium product. Yeah. But for example, like Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, I mean, hey, I'll drop the name. I don't care. Gordon, if you watch this and you're not happy, you know, let's settle this.
Yeah,
right? But, you know, I went there and I just ordered a steak, which is just a steak. Yes, you can season it, you can cook it, but it's not complex compared to cooking some sort of like rendang, you know?
That's true.
But it was more expensive and more disappointing there. So I'll definitely take the Chef One side.
Yeah, we're in alignment.
Let's get them together and fight.
And fight it out.
Right?
One Malaysian phrase you use the most.
One Malaysian phrase used. I don't know if it's a phrase or not, but the word or phrase, huh? You know, that one.
Ayah.
Like any sort of like sound, like
it's always a sound
like
for me.
Because in like the UK we don't have it. So I'm like with my brother and sister talking, and they're like, they say something, I'm like, huh?
Pardon me?
Pardon me? Excuse me? What did you say?
Yeah.
Well, we'll just go there, huh?
Yeah.
What? So I use it all. Even if I speak English, I'm completely lost.
Yeah. I always because when I play pickleball or I miss or something, I do it a lot.
I do that as well, and it's if you don't know what it means, you're like, what sound is this?
What's going on about? Okay, Instagram or TikTok?
I'm an Instagram guy. I met up with another content creator recently. She's a TikToker.
Yeah.
She said she uses TikTok like I use IG. She scrolls TikTok, she posts stories, she messages her friends.
Yeah.
I don't at all. I'm an IG guy. I'm IG stories, message on IG.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm a TikToker, I guess.
Yeah, you're a TikToker, but you like. I
like IG personally.
I know your age.
Yeah,
I know your age now.
Busted, right?
Busted. Hey. And the last one.
Okay.
What keeps you grounded?
What keeps me grounded? Well, that's a tough question as well. I think what keeps me grounded is being present. Is one thing. I'm consciously making an effort to be more present.
Yeah.
And I would say being outdoors.
Oh, okay.
I'm an outdoors guy. I always have been since I was younger.
Okay.
When I came to Malaysia, I was very scared of the outdoors because it's hot.
Yeah, humid.
It's humid. I'm sweating, the UV. And then in the last few years, I've really embraced the outdoors.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're so fortunate in Malaysia that we have beautiful weather all year round. Yes, it gets a bit hot. It's a little bit smoggy sometimes. But I mean, in the UK, we might get one sunny week a year. So like, I'm an outdoors guy. That keeps me going. Anything outdoors, cycling, running in the park, you know, like I would say outdoors and just being present.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Rhys, for coming here and sharing your wisdom with us and your good stories. And I wish you all the best. And I can't wait to do a collaboration with you.
Yes.
Maybe a mentorship lunch or something, and then a workshop. Well, we'll figure it out. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity as well. And it's great to talk about stuff that maybe is not really your typical podcast stuff, you know, like you get the normal FAQs, like what's your favorite food? How long have you been here? But I like the fact that we get to talk.
Real. Be real and be in depth.
Yes, exactly.
Brother,
awesome.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.